Hello everyone, today I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful bodice design. This was what my version looked like when I was done sewing. I already have my pattern, my basic pattern drawn out already. I would add a link on how to draft your own basic bodice pattern in the description box. Please do well to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share with your friends, and drop a comment in the chat box. It helps to keep us going. So what I'll do now is to determine my shoulder to underbust, because you're going to be doing an underbust tightening. So my underbust is that I'm working with is 14 inches. So I'll go ahead and do that. I already have a line marked out already, so I'll just trace the line out properly. So this is my underbust line. What I'll be doing now is to take half an inch from both sides of the dart. Some people use 7.5. You can do that, but because I'm working with a small cupped person, I'll just tighten by 0.5. After you have done this, you connect this point back to your waist dart. Then with your curved ruler, you connect this point back to this side of the dart. Oh, what is that? So this way we've been able to tighten our underbust. The next thing we'll be doing now is to draw out our cup. But before then, because we are working with a V neckline, you need to determine how low you want your V neck to be. So for me, I think I am fine with about 7 inches. So from my front shoulder line, I'll mark 7 inches. That's about 4 inches from the basic neckline. And I think that works for me. So because this is my basic neckline, I want to go in by 0.5 so the neck is not too small. So I'll go in by 0.5. I'm going to sew in another 0.5 when I am sewing. So it means that the total neck width will now be 4 inches. So I would connect from this 3.5 mark down to my V neck. Then I thought again to go down by another 1 inch, so the neck is not too big at the too small at the end of the day as well. So I'll go down by another 1 inch. So from my shoulder to where I want my V neck to end is 8 inches. Okay, so I think this looks better for me. The next thing I will do is to mark down 1 inch from where my neck line is going to stop. After marking this, then I can connect my underbust to this 1 inch mark that we made. So you do something like this. Then if you do not have any side darts, you can come down by about 2 inches from your armhole, so you can connect this point. For me, I have a small side dart here, so I'll just connect from this point to this place. But if you don't have any side dart, please, you can come down by about 2 inches. Yeah, I think 2 inches is fine. 2 inches, 2.5 inches. Then you connect this point to that point. So since I've already added my side dart, I'll just do something like this. So I don't think I like how this is sort of straight. So I'll redraw this underbust line to give it some little shape. Yes, so this looks more like it. So we are done with the underbust. The next thing I want to do is to tighten my neckline. If you go on to sew your neckline like this, you're likely to have gaping issues. So I'm going to tighten my neckline, and now I'll do that is to find the midpoint of my basic neckline. So my entire basic neckline is 5 inches. So at 2.5, made a mistake. So 2.5 is my midpoint. So I'll connect this point back to my bust line. Then after doing that, on this my V neckline, I'll go in by 0.5 inches. Then I'll connect this point back to the bust line. So this way I am able to tighten the neckline by 0.5 inches. So I'll go ahead to close that. And one way to close that is to cut out my bust line. And I'll stop at the bust point. Then the next thing I'll do is to cut this out. Sorry, I'll cut up to my bust point, but I won't cut it out completely. Then I'll flip this under so that I can close this dart completely. Then you can go ahead to tape that down. That way you've been able to tighten your neckline. I'll use my pin to hold this in place because I do not have any tape around me at the moment. What we're going to do now is to reconstruct our neckline. And one thing I like to use is this curved ruler. It makes your V-neck nicer when it has a little curve with coming with it. So instead of me to use my straight ruler, but if you don't have a curved ruler, it's totally fine. This step is optional, but it makes your V-neck look nicer. So with this curved ruler, I will redraw my neckline. So this way, I have my new neckline. Then you can cut this place out. So the next step for us is to construct that curve that you can see in the picture. Then how you do that is to come down by 5 inches from your waistline. I'll come down by 5 inches. You can use 4 if you like, but I think I'm fine with 5 inches. Then you connect that to your hip. I want to see if this will be long enough It's not long enough to do that, so I'll use my long ruler. And that's basically it. But if your short curve, armhole curve is long enough to cover this distance, it will be nicer because it has a rounder curve. It will give it a nicer shape. But I'll just make do with this because this cannot work. And you're basically done with this side. But one thing that you need to do is by the time you close this dart, one of these sides will be shorter than the other. So one thing you can do is to close this dart here. Close your dart this way and redraw the curve. When you are doing yours, you can fold your dart first. You can close your dart and draw this line outrightly instead of drawing this curve first, then doing this step I'm doing. Right from the beginning, you can close your dart first, then draw this line so you are not confused. So I'm not using this line anymore. What I'll be working with is this line. I'll go ahead to cut out my patterns now, then I'll come back to share the final tips. So I'll start with this one here. At this point, make sure you're careful with your pattern so you don't get everything mixed up. So what I'll do is to have this glued together. So with your tape, hold these two together to form one piece. Here's what mine looks like after joining the two together. And for this one, I'll close my side dart. So at this point, we have all our patterns ready. Thank you so much for watching. Please do well to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment and questions in the chat box. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.